Now this is a story all about how Jaune's life got flipped, turned upside down, and once I'm all finished and it's all done and said, I'm gonna give you a theory about how Jaune's dad is dead. Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, Jake of the OneManBand is back again, giving you guys another RWBY mini look, where I go ahead and take a crackpot theory about RWBY, I take it into my mind, I break it down, and I give it back to you on a scale of 1 to 5 to tell you how it ranks on canonity and just the concept of it being true. Now this theory, it's not one that was actually sent in to me, it's one of my personal ones. It's one that I came up with. So I'm not really gonna give it a rank because I think that'd be just a little too biased. So I'm gonna leave the ranking to you guys. Yeah, see what I'm doing there? I'm actually gonna have you guys do ranking on me, on my theory, since I'm the one that normally does it to you. Alrighty, so bottom line, the theory that I'm giving to you guys is that Jaune's father is dead. Now, as we know, Jaune has talked about his family during the show. He's talked about his mother on several occasions, he's talked about his sisters on one occasion, and his father on one occasion. He talked about his father when he said that,
"My dad said all women look for is confidence."
And besides him mentioning his father in that sense, there's only one other time that he mentions his father, and that's when he states that his father was a hero.
My father, my grandfather, and his father before him were all warriors. They were all heroes.
Alrighty, so I'm just gonna start at the very beginning and I'm going to work my way up toward the current present of RWBY. So I'm going to be starting in the past and working my way up, kind of giving you the theory that I have created in my head. So, the Arc family. Jaune has stated that for years and years and generations, their members of the Arc family have all been warriors, have all been heroes. So, we know that his grandfather fought in the war and was a war hero, and he now has his grandfather's weapons, his sword and his shield. So, his grandfather was a warrior and a hero, and his father was a warrior and a hero. But once Jaune was born, I'm guessing that his mother didn't want him to become a warrior, and maybe his father didn't want him to either, since at this time they're kind of ushering in a time of peace. Maybe his father wanted his son to break the mold and not be a warrior and be someone better. You know, maybe a politician or something along those lines. My backing for this is the whole concept that Jaune snuck his way into Beacon Academy with no prior fighting experience. Now, if his father was alive and well, wouldn't you think that his father would have given him a couple of pointers, even like at a young age, like on how to fight and such? I mean, if your son walks up to you and is like, "Hey daddy, you're a warrior, can you show me how to swing a sword?" Would you really turn him down? Or would you just, you know, entertain him a little and just be like, "Okay, I'll show you a few of my tricks, son, I'll show you a few of my tricks"? The thing is, Jaune had no prior combat experience. He didn't even really know what aura was. And wouldn't you think that'd be something that his father would have passed down to him? Because since Jaune wanted to become a huntsman, don't you think he would have gone to his dad and been like, "Dad, you know, I'm really thinking about being a huntsman." And his father, since he was also a possibly a huntsman and also a soldier and a hero, wouldn't you think that he would encourage his son even a little bit? Because it's Jaune's life, so if he wants to follow that road, why should his father stop him? But if his father was dead, he couldn't go to his father with his plight. The only person he could go to was his mother. And if his mother didn't want him to become a huntsman, and then once she lost her husband, she would even become more protective over Jaune, due to the fact that he is like the only son in the family. that we know of. We know he has 7 sisters, but he doesn't mention if he has any brothers. He may very well be the only male child of the Ark family. So his mother would obviously be a little bit more protective over him. So here's the thing. Jaune's father went off on a mission. And I'm guessing that this was maybe 2 to 3 years prior to the events in RWBY that are going on in RWBY right now. But anyway, his father went off on a mission and was slain in battle. And whether he was alone or with comrades, they weren't able to recover his body or his equipment. Or else, if they had, why wouldn't Jaune have donned on his father's weapons instead of his grandfather's? I mean, if you were walking around all day and you saw your father doing whatever with his weapons, you would feel a little bit comfortable because you would see how your father would move, how he would fight. So you would feel comfortable more with those weapons rather than your grandfather's weapons, who you've probably never seen in action. So Jaune, when he finally decided, I want to become a huntsman, I want to become a hero like my father, he probably went to the one weapon that he could actually get his hands on. Due to the fact that he couldn't forge his own weapon because, you know, no prior experience, he didn't go to a combat school, he took his grandfather's heirlooms and then went to Beacon Academy with the fake transcripts. Now, why would this event have to take place a couple years prior to what's going on now in RWBY? Well, let's remember, Jaune stated that his father gave him advice on how to, like, hit on girls and pick them up. And, you know, if he was a young boy, his father wouldn't tell him that. It's once the son becomes, you know, sexually active and the testicles drop and all that, then he starts to become curious about girls. So then he would ask, Dad, how do you pick up girls? And then he would say, well, son, all you need is confidence. All you need is confidence and you can get any girl you like. So the bottom line is, Jaune comes from a long line of warriors and heroes on the battlefield. And once his father passed away, he then finally realized that that's what he wants to do. He wanted to be like his father and like his grandfather. He wanted to be a hero. And whether he wasn't allowed to become a huntsman by his parents, or it was just a spring of the moment idea that dawned onto his head at the loss of his father, I mean, he could have gotten the inkling that he wants to be a huntsman due to the fact that his father was actually killed. And since his father was killed, now he believes that the only way he can make the world right and make it protected is that if he does it himself and he follows in his family's footsteps to become a hero and a warrior. But anyway, you guys, that's basically the ending of this theory that I have for you. So go ahead and tell me what you think about it. I mean, I would love to hear all your comments and how you think it ranks and how possible you think it is. So be sure to leave those in the comments below. And if you guys have any crackpot theories, be sure to leave them down there as well, because you never know when I might get to them. So like and favorite if you've enjoyed, subscribe, of course. I will see you guys next time I'm out there in YouTube land. So, be a good person, tip your waitresses, keep moving forward, and remember, as Jake of the One Man Band, I strive to entertain in more ways than one. I'll see you next time. Yeah!